So team, keep it clean, man. I had to get on here and talk with y'all when I heard this because, and y'all, of course, as always, let me know if I'm tripping or not because I could easily be wrong. I could easily be maybe thinking too much into it. But obviously, excited that Pat Ricard getting ready to be full go. Shout out to Rashad Bateman as well because John Harbaugh said he close to coming back too. So that's great news. We'll talk about that another time though. But Pat Ricard. But John Harbaugh talked about how Pat Ricard is going to be working with the offensive linemen, sort of as a sixth offensive lineman, whether it's as a guard, whether it's a tackle, whether it's a six offensive lineman. So that's one of those stay ready so you ain't got to get ready type of things. And we know that with the Ravens, a lot of times it can be the more you can do, but at the same time, this had me like really wondering, and I know we had a question from a subscriber back in maybe about a month ago, where somebody asked, "Oh, is Pat Ricard, is his spot safe on the Ravens? Is his spot in jeopardy with the Baltimore Ravens?" And I thought about it, and back then I was like, I don't know, but stuff just keeps coming up. Like it's funny because one of my guys had me on his podcast the other day, and he asked me two really good questions. He said, "Who would be your surprise person to make the roster, and who would be your surprise person to not make the roster?" And I ain't gonna tell you who I said to make the roster. We'll talk about that another time. But my surprise to not make the roster was Pat Ricard, and this was about a week ago. See, I guess the baby in the background, she wouldn't be a fan of Pat Ricard being released, so I ain't got no problem with that. But anyway, my surprise to not make the roster was Pat Ricard. And with this, with him getting work as an offensive lineman, like somebody told me a long time ago, like, hey, if they start like trying you out at different positions and stuff, then that could mean that your position is really not safe. Especially if you somebody who's been around the team for a while. But again, hey, let me know if I'm looking into it the wrong way. Let me know. Because, again, I could be just thinking a little bit too hard on this whole thing. I could be looking too deep into it. So, again, let me know. But another thing that really made me wonder that if Pat Ricard's spot is safe or not is the fact that Monken, he's not a fullback guy. He's not a fullback guy. So with him not being a fullback guy, Ravens have a fullback that's making some good money for a fullback. He ain't like eating up a bunch of salary cap space, anything like that, but he's making some good money for a fullback. So it could be one of two things. It could be one of two things. It could be where, hey, I don't know, we're gonna try this and see if it works. Cool if it does, but if it doesn't, But it could also be too. Let's see the positive side of it too. It could also be that maybe they're trying to get the most out of that money because since they know Todd Monken is not really a fullback guy, his offense, and he came out and said it from jump. I think his very first introductory press conference, he said it from jump. Like, no, don't nobody really use fullbacks like that. I mean, he ain't say it like that, but he pretty much said that. But with him not being a fullback guy, like, what would Pat Ricard's role be? So I wonder if the Ravens look at it like, hey, he doesn't really have a role here as a fullback, and we paying him all this fullback money. Like, could they be looking to cut corners? Or could they be just looking like, you know what, we paying him all this money? He gonna do something. he gonna do something for us, man. He'll be the I guess the Pat McCarry of the offense. The who was the guy before Pat McCarry? James Hurst. I know that name brings up some bad memories for some people. But the James Hurst of the offense. But Pat McCarry, we'll use Pat McCarry for that. So that's just something I was thinking about, man. It's just something I was thinking about. Obviously, the Ravens, they love Pat Ricard. I get why. Pat Ricard, he is a good fullback. But then at the same time, with the way that the offense seems to be, the direction that the offense seems to be headed in, we won't know for sure until we actually get there. But the way that the offense seems to be heading in, would Pat Ricard be a part of it? A significant enough part of it? Now, for me, y'all know me already. Now, I'm somebody that's like, hey, keep all the talent you possibly can. Like, I don't be wanting to get rid of nobody. I be wanting everybody to stay and whatnot. Um, but I know NFL is also a business. Cause my thing with Pat Ricard, like, all right, he's a fullback. The offense ain't really gonna use fullbacks like that. I get it, but keep him around for goal line packages and whatnot. Cause you got guys like him. You got Jake. Well, hopefully you have J.K. We'll see. You got Gus Edwards, and you got Pat Ricard, man. Give it to him on the 1 to 2 yard line. Let him get a couple of the fourth and inches and whatnot. Y'all know how it goes, man. And you know Ravens, like, they gonna go for it. They definitely gonna go for it on them fourth downs. Yeah, y'all know how John Harbaugh does. Hey, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. I know there have been plenty of times where I've been like, hey, Harv, don't do it. Don't go for it. And he got it. And then there have been some times I've been like, Harv, don't go for it. Don't do it. And he didn't get it. So, I mean, it goes both ways. But with Pat Ricard, I'm just really concerned. Get a little concerned. Get a little concerned over this. The experiments. Because, again, once they start experimenting with you, then it's like, yeah. So, I don't know, though, man. That's why I came to y'all. That's why I wanted to hear from y'all to see how y'all felt on everything. Because, yeah, man, I just wonder, man. I just really wonder about it, man. Because, again, he's not a bad player at all. And see, one thing that I wondered about, too, and I know a lot of people have asked about it, too, especially this offseason, especially since they know, like, or they can sort of see and guess the direction that Tom Monken's offense is heading in. A lot of people have asked, like, why doesn't he go back to defensive line? Why doesn't he go back to the defensive line? Because remember, Pat Ricard he wasn't originally a fullback. So his whole career in the NFL, it actually lasted because he was an experiment. So I guess, see, this is why I like coming out here to talk to y'all, because when I go through my thought process alone before I actually start recording and whatnot, I could be thinking one thing, but then while I'm recording, something else may come to mind, like that just did. His whole career, his NFL career, it might have lasted as long as it has, which is great, especially for an undrafted guy, because he experimented. The Ravens experimented with him at a different position, and that was fullback, and he made it. So, so I guess this whole offensive lineman thing, maybe it's not in jeopardy. Maybe his spot not in jeopardy. Maybe his spot might be safe, but at the same time, I'm still wondering though, because the offense was a lot different back then, and the need for a fullback was a lot different back then, and it was a lot different over these past couple of years too. So that's also something to take into consideration when it comes to the context. Because, yeah, while he was a defensive lineman and they switched to a fullback, things were much different back then. And, again, with the offense, we won't know till we know. It's still a lot of unknown and a lot of just we'll see when we get there. Because we haven't seen anything yet. But, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, let me know if I'm tripping or not. Let me know what you think. Well, y'all always let me know what you think, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I really wanted to know how y'all felt about it, because I'm lost on it, man. I'm really lost on it. So I'm thinking on both sides of it and whatnot. Like, oh yeah, it could be this, but then at the same time it could be that. So yeah, I just really don't know. So anyway, I guess we'll find out in less than a month with roster cutdowns. If I had to choose whether I feel like he was gonna make the roster or not, I would say he would right now, but I'm just not 100 on that, man. I'm really not. I'm not 100 on that. I do not know. I don't have the details on how it will work if the Ravens were to cut Pat Ricard. So if anybody has like the financial details on that, please put it in the comment section, because I don't have that right now. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, like I said, if I had to choose like right now, if I felt like he was gonna make the roster or not, I think he would. But again, I'm not 100 on that. So anyway, That's that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And like, I'm wondering if Pat Ricard could end up being, when it comes to being on the Ravens roster. I'm out.